Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to show you how to DIY a Freddy hat and a Freddy glove. So let's get to it. A 2 for 1, and this will cost you, the hat is going to cost you no more than $5, and the glove actually cost me about $6. This is very simple. Who are we kidding? We're only going to use these things once a year for Halloween. You're probably going to toss it out after because that's what I do anyway. So I want to make sure my things are as cheap as possible. They still can move. They still look very real, like, you know, the character you're trying to portray, but they are cheap because they are going in the garbage after. So let's get to it. So what I did here, I went to my local dollar store and they had these very cheap, this was $1.25 foam cowboy hat. So actually I think this is just down like the kids aisle. So I got this here. I'm sure if you go to any dollar store, they're gonna have these hats out for Halloween. So I picked up this hat here, and then what we're gonna do, we're gonna grab our scissors here, and we need to cut the edges. If you look at Freddy's hat, the rim is a lot smaller and it's a little bit more pointy at the top. So I'm going to cut this here, and then basically all we're gonna do is cut a couple holes in here so it looks a little bit more tarnished, and then we got 2 more steps to do, and basically that's it. Okay, so all I'm gonna do here is just start to trim around the edges. And like I said, I was just looking off a little reference photo of Freddy here. So you're just gonna trim all around. So next you wanna take your scissors, and this is just random. You're gonna go along the edges and just cut some like little triangles here, just so again, it looks like it's a little bit more worn. Freddy is like, you know, he's always around in those dirty basements, so nothing would be perfect here. So just make little triangles, as many as you want. Now the next thing here, I have one of these little half knives from the dollar store. You could also just use your scissors for this as well. And all I'm going to do is just put some little cuts in the hat. So something just like that, and then you're just gonna go around and put those in a couple more places. I'll probably put another one here, maybe back here, and back there. Once you cut out the holes there, and you can do as many as you want, honestly, that's basically it. So the hat looks just like that. Now the only thing, you could stop here if you wanted, but I did go in with just some acrylic paints, and all you need is a black and a brown, and I just kind of mixed these two, and just using a larger brush here, I literally just painted right over this fabric. So I'm gonna show you how that looks. I already made another one. I'm not sure why I made 2 of these. That was just with the paint I just mixed, and there you go. I just painted everything. I took the black and just kind of painted it a little bit around these tears here, just so it looked a little bit more worn. Now it is up to you. You could take, I've seen a couple of Freddy's hats, you could take some ribbon here and just hot glue it around the edge, but that's up to you. And basically that is it. That is how you get your DIY Freddy hat that will cost you no more than $5. So if you did find this helpful, or if you are gonna create this at home, let me know in the comments. I would love to see how it turned out. And let's try this baby on. Now we're gonna go on to the glove. So this is just a garden glove, and I honestly already had this. My mom had this in her garage, so it's actually perfect because, you know, it kind of looks worn. It's a little bit dirty. Now his glove that I was looking off on Amazon there, his glove it's like yellowish, but it doesn't matter. So I have a white one here, so I'm just going to paint this. So we're just gonna use whatever type of glove you have. It's still gonna work, and you can always go in and paint stuff and roughen it up. So I just took some Bristol board, like some harder paper, and what I noticed in the photo is that he has 2 parts to his glove. There's actually 3 parts. There's one part that's right here by the knuckle, kind of like a plate that goes over the glove, and then a little tip on the top that has the knife. So what I did was I drew out these 2 designs. So this one here, we're gonna be using, this is going to go around our finger like so, and it's gonna sit right here, and then we're gonna have the base on the palm, on the backs of our hand. And then this one is going to be bent in, so it goes just like so, and then we'll have the little knife part on the top. So I'll kind of leave it on the screen just for a moment. This is actually, I had an extra hat, I don't know why, so I actually just cut that hat up. But this is just foam, like you could just find this anywhere. It's from the dollar store, from a craft store, you know, Michael's, something like that. You're just going to start to cut out your pieces on the foam. Now, what we also need is, now this is the product, this actually is what cost me the most. These here are little, you probably remember these as like a kid, they're called brass fasteners. And they look like this. I got this from a little stationery store in my hometown here. So I'm sure you could get these at like a Staples. You can't get them at the dollar store, at least not my dollar store. What we're gonna do here, so let's cut out our second piece here. Glove is here. We need to punch some holes into these designs so we can put the fasteners through. So all I'm doing is taking that little knife here, and I'm gonna do this on my glove so I don't poke through onto the counter. So we need to have, in this one here, we need to have 4 holes, one closer and then one to the end. So just like this, about here, and I'm just twisting this in, one closer to the end, little twist, another one there, and right there. And then on this one, we're just gonna need 2 right on the bottom. So we'll do one here and one there. Now, I'll show you how I'm going to fasten this together. Grab our little fasteners, and we're going to go like this. So we're gonna put one through like this, get this end, one over here, one through here, and go ahead and fasten that. Then on the back, this is what's gonna go around your finger. So I'm taking these 2 ends and I'm just making like a little circle here. And then we're gonna stick it through just like this. 1 and 2, and then same thing, just make sure you open the back of your fastener, and that is what's going to stick onto the glove. Okay, so I got my glove here, so I'm going to put these babies on. So we got 1, 2, 3, and then this one is for the pinky. And okay, so the glove is gonna look something like this once you have all your little fingers on, just like that. And now what we're gonna need to do, we need to make that little, the little panel on the back of the hand. So I think I might go in and I'm just gonna trim these up a little bit. So the great thing is you can just, you know, just trim everything up how you want it. So let me trim that just a little here. We're also gonna need to have the holes come through as well. So I'll poke some more, make sure it comes through. 2, 3. Okay, so we're gonna go back in with our little brass fasteners, and let's fasten this baby. So you can actually, these are pretty sharp actually. So I have a hole here and I don't have a hole here already. All I'm doing is literally just pushing it and it's going right through the glove for me. There you go. So don't even worry about having to use your little knife there. Last thing we need to make here are the knives. So you can make these as long or as short as you want. They are, I think they're pretty long on the longer side to me. So I'm just taking the rest of my foam there and I'm honestly just going in and cutting some little knives just like this. I would say just make sure there's a little bit of a bend like on the bottom, and then just make sure the tip is very nice and very nice. It is nice and pointy. It's gonna go around and make little cuts just on the tips right there. And then we're gonna hot glue our knives in place. And then we'll have to go in and paint everything. Once you get your hot glue, and all you're gonna do is just hot glue all around the sides, even just build up a lot of the hot glue so it looks like messy like that. I did go outside, I just so happened to have some, it was like some brassy gold spray paint, so I just kind of went out and spray painted the glove there. If you don't have any access to spray paint, just literally take a yellow and a red acrylic paint, and you could just take like a sponge and just kind of paint it. It's gonna work just as well. So I just got my brush here, and like I said, I'm just gonna dab some brown and some black right on the side, just so it looks nice and old and rusty. Okay, so that's it guys. That is how you DIY yourself a Freddy glove. I think that turned out pretty darn cool. And like I said, a lot of these items you should or you might just have laying around your house. And if not, you can easily get all this stuff from a dollar store. Yeah, so that's it. I love how this turned out. So now you're all set to be Freddy Krueger. You got yourself the hat that we just did, and you got the cool little gloves. That's it guys. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.